Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of Hot Mic. We're going to assess some of the Week 1 action from the Call of Duty World League, Pro League, and I've got some excellent guests today. I've got Scump, Slacked, and Tommey. Slacked and Tommey are going to join us a little bit later in the show, but to kick things off, I've got my buddy Scump from OpTic Gaming. Pal, thanks for coming on. How you doing?
Hello, I'm doing fantastic, Clint. How are you?
I'm great. It's good to have you. I'm glad you were up before 11 and you made it here.
Funny story, I didn't set an alarm. I was out last night. Woke up at 10:43, was supposed to be here at 11.
Hey, you made it. You made it.
Made it. Human clocks are insane.
I thought I was going to have to do another mannequin like I did with Karma, but you made it here.
The mannequin may have had to come out. Had to come out.
Well, let's chat a little bit about this Week 1 for you. All right, so this week you had some adversity, obviously out the gate. Some issues, I think, with the visa for Dashy. He wasn't able to be here, so you have to have Zuma step in. You bounce back, you have a strong finish, but I want to talk a little about it. So you had some role issues, obviously, because it's not 1 for 1. Dashy runs the Maddox, you have the SOG with Zuma. He has to come in. How difficult was that just at the beginning?
I mean, it was really, really tough. I think people underestimate how much one player can really change a team, especially with the roles, like you said. I mean, we have 3 submachine gun players on one team now, and we had to try to figure out who's going to run the Maddox.
Well, how'd you decide that? Like, it was just a combo with the team?
I mean, it was just us scrimming. So initially, we had Tommey run it off the rip, just because me and Tej are really comfortable where we are. Tommey was like, I don't want to change anything with you and Tej. I want the chemistry to be the same. I want the pacing to be the same. So we had him on the Maddox, and he was doing, pretty well with it, but I could just tell that he was super uncomfortable. So the first match was him on the Maddox, which obviously went horribly. We were scrimming before that. We were playing Gen G backstage. We were getting like 100-point clubbed every single map.
Oh, that's good.
The control was a 3-0, like the same fashion as Midnight, like 3-0, 5 minutes in and out, done. So then we tried TJ on it the second day, and that went a little bit better, but still you could tell Tej was uncomfortable. He is our third Maddox on some maps, so it was a little bit easier of a transition, but he doesn't run it in hardpoint, like, at all.
Yeah.
So it was still very weird for him.
It seemed to improve, but I do want to kind of rewind to after that first performance. You guys come out, obviously, and a first tough match against Midnight, who's been looking really strong. You guys get smoked, and then I think you tweeted, if I remember correctly, you were a little bit frustrated because everyone was kind of coming at you guys. So here was your tweet. We have 3 subs on our team at the moment, and people are acting like it's an easy switch. Anyone that runs the Maddox doesn't usually do it. Imagine picking up a new role 4 months into the game, LMAO. I'm heated. Also, our specialist situation is off. So I guess how tough of a pill was that to swallow after getting smoked in that first series?
It was pretty tough, especially to lose to Midnight like that, because they have so much steam behind them. Everyone's gassing them up. They're, the best team. Everyone's just freaking out how good Midnight is. They did really well.
We just won Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, they did really well in the PLQ. Props to them. But at the same time, it's like we went into that match with 4 maps under our belt, literally 4 maps. So, I mean, they're doing really well, but for us to come in like that, I knew we were going to get smoked going into that match. Just basing off the scrims, like, I knew that was going to be the result.
All right, so things start to improve a little bit for the squad. You're able to regain, and then you start having a little bit of fun with the team once the wins start coming in. I do want to take a look at one of the clips. I think this is a message from you to your buddy Dashy back at home.
Say to Dashy, hopefully watching at home.
Big Brucey, what up, baby? I got your role now, baby. Let's go. But we miss him, and hopefully he can get here before the end of the 2 weeks.
Well, that's going to be our TCL clip of the week. You were excited. So, kind of with the first question, you were going through kind of the changes and stuff. You mentioned kind of taking his role, the Maddox now in your hands. How'd it feel? A little bit different for you?
Oh, it's absolutely completely different spectrum playing the game.
I imagine.
My teammates are making fun of me, and even EG's fellow is making fun of me because he's one of their Maddoxes, and he was telling me, he's like, dude, you play like you have a SOG. And my team's been saying the same thing, and I'm like, yeah.
It's a different beast.
But I'm just trying my best at this point.
Hey. You do well. You went 3-1. You went 3-1, but
we'll take it.
All right, well, we know you love Bruce, but what's something maybe that Zuma did better? Anything within the team or something about Zuma that stood out?
The one thing with Bruce that he really lacks is communication.
Okay.
When Bruce is zoned in, he really doesn't talk much, like, at all, which is a good thing and a bad thing.
When he's frying.
It's a good thing and a bad thing. Like, on the good side, he's absolutely frying. He's not missing. He's dropping 6K to 7K damage every single map. But on the bad side, it's like you have me, Ian, and Damon completely carrying comms, because TJ doesn't really talk either. He gets a little bit quiet sometimes as well. So Tommey has really brought a new line of communication into our team. He's very vocal.
Interesting.
He stresses call out, which is something that's very important, something that's important on the map. He like says it 3 times and in a manner that you can tell it's stressed.
So we know you and Formal were a duo for a long time when you guys had your long run, obviously, with that, well, greatest team really in the history of Call of Duty. Things fell apart towards the end. We know the team dissolved a bit. The chemistry wasn't where it once was towards the tail end of that dynasty. I guess I want to know what's different about this duo now, because I think a lot of people compare Dashy to Formal in a way, which is how he came out of nowhere, how he's kind of has that hard carry mentality. Yeah, what's different?
I don't really know what's different. I mean, Bruce is like the same as Matt when we first started teaming. Like, great vibes, amazing teammate, always is going to go off. Like, you never expect him to have a bad series. He's just that good, you know? But I don't really know what's different. They're very, very similar. Bruce's communication's kind of the same. They're both on the quiet side, so it's really weird. I mean, we're just going to keep grinding. I'm going to keep my head down, like, personally, just to keep playing, just so I don't, you know, fall off and not play as well, just to keep Bruce happy at this point.
Let's keep the egos in check.
Just keep the egos in check, keep Brucey happy, and we're all good.
All right. And all right, so last question for you, I guess. You're 3-1 now. You got through the adversity, obviously, with the sub. I guess how you feeling going into week 2?
I'm feeling good going into week 2, honestly. I think week 2 is the harder of our 2 weeks, so that's going to be the real test here. I mean, just looking at the teams we're playing Gen G, Red, and LG. So, I mean, you just expect that to be the harder week than the first week. I mean, Rec was one of our harder matches, in my opinion, that I thought was going to be hard at Midnight.
Okay.
The other 2, I thought we were going to win those. But those 2 teams in specific were, like, our hard matches. But now we have hard matches every single day of the week.
Okay.
So, you know, I'm not saying we had off days, but just EG and UIU.
Yeah.
I was expecting wins from those, even with the sub. No flack being thrown. But I think next week's going to be a little bit harder. I'm going to be happy if Bruce doesn't come back with 5-2.
Thanks for kind of doing the one-on-one. Guys, we still have a lot of stuff to come, but for now, we're going to go to a quick break. Then we're going to have Slack and Tommey join the show. Welcome back. The rest of the guests have now joined us. I've got Tommey from Reciprocity, Slack from LG. First off, how you guys doing? Slack, what's up, buddy?
Doing good, man. Could be better, obviously, the situation in the league.
Oh, we're going to talk about that.
Good.
All right. What about you, Tommey?
The same, pretty much, yeah. Literally exactly the same.
Yeah, that's why I brought you on, so you guys could talk about what's going wrong. Okay, well, first off, let's take a look. I believe we're going to take a look at the standings, so just sort of look through where we sit. So some teams have played 4 matches, some teams have played 3, but this is where we sit now with our 8 teams from Division A. I do want to briefly chat with you guys about Midnight, because I think for most of us, this is kind of unprecedented. We're a team of amateur players, now professional, obviously, come in and go 4-0, like, right away. Like, I don't think I've never seen anything like this in my casting career. Tommey, just thoughts sort of on what Midnight's been able to do?
I mean, we sort of expected. We've watched them for a while, and then obviously at PLQs, you've seen how good they were, and they actually understood the game pretty well. And I think you brought up the point before that it's sort of like TK back in the old game, where at the start of the game they just knew everything before everyone else. So I think with them, though, I think they'll sort of get to a point where they're not going to go any higher, and then everyone else is going to catch up to that level, and that's when you'll really see what's going on.
Well, I want to talk biggest surprise of week 1. Like, I guess for you, Seth, is Midnight the biggest surprise, or is there something else that really stood out to you?
LG.
Yeah, I think that's a fair one.
I mean, Jerry said it before. I think that team is way too talented to be 0-3, in my personal opinion. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but they should not be 0-3 in anything ever.
Well, as far as what's going wrong, we'll spend more time on that in an upcoming topic. But is that the biggest surprise for you, too?
I mean, I think it's literally what the standings are. It's us at the bottom and Midnight at the top. I mean, I think that really explains the story for us.
Well, you guys are probably the surprise, maybe from a negative standpoint. I think Midnight, obviously, from a positive standpoint, with them in 4-0. With regards to Midnight, I do want to take a look at a clip. I believe this is Jess interviewing Envoy. If we could roll that quick, and then we'll sort of chat about it.
How does it feel to be the best team in your division?
It's kind of crazy. We put in a lot of work, a lot of practice, a lot of time just watching VODs and stuff, so it's rewarding right now.
I'll be entirely honest. When I set up the script, I only needed to see the first 5 seconds of that. I didn't care about the rest. I cared about the part where she said Midnight is the best team in Division A. Now, you were standing by when that happened. How did that feel?
Oh, I was sitting there like, what? I was like, Jess, are you serious? We're sitting here playing with a sub, and you just go ahead, call them the best team. We won Vegas, dropping 4 maps. 1, 2, 3, 4 maps to 2 teams, and you have the nerve, the audacity to to call them the best team here.
Well, what about you two? Do you think it's fair, sort of, with them at 4-0 right now? Or, I mean, they're still the Vegas champions sub. Yeah, it's still OpTic at the top.
I'd say best outside of the stands in Vegas, the top 4 there, because obviously you're missing 4 teams, so
Yeah,
you can't really say until you see them play.
Yeah. Well, she said within the division, so.
I mean, within the division, I'd say it's true other than OpTic's situation. Like, they're definitely playing better than us, better than every other team that was there. But you can't, it's not fair to say that with
Yeah,
OpTic.
I know. I just thought it was funny. She said it, and I was my first instinct was like, Scump somewhere, like, what?
We were about to play. We were literally standing, like, off stage. Like, I was staring at Jess, like, we were about to play our match. I was like, oh, my gosh. And then we won our match.
There you go.
Thank you, Jess.
It was some fuel. It was some fuel.
Thank you, Jess, yeah.
All right, well, now let's shift focus a little bit to your guys' squad. So I think, Tommey, we're going to start with you. So you're 1-3. It's been up and down. What for you is maybe going wrong with the squad right now?
We can't close out a hard point to save our lives. I mean, against Gen G, we threw a 100-point lead. LG, we threw a 100-point lead. OpTic, 100-point lead, near enough. On frequency, was up by 200 to 110.
I think it was like 80.
Yeah.
80-ish, yeah.
So, like, we get to that point and something just happens where, I don't know what it is, we just make mistakes after mistakes after mistakes. And if you're doing that, you're going to lose the game.
Well, that's been, I mean, it's not just you. We thought at first, I believe, we thought it was just Seaside, but now it's happening on a lot of the hardpoint maps. Is it specialist weapon use you think is a big part of it?
I'd say so, because every single time there's been like a pivotal moment in the game where someone with, like, say, the Annihilator or War Machine, they've just got full streaks. And then from that point on, you're just being snowballed on every single hill. So it's sort of, they pop up in the second part of the game on the hill where after that, streaks are really, like, vital. And they can break you, so I guess that is, but then again, you have the same specials as the other team, so it's just down to usage.
Well, what are you guys, I guess, working on this weekend, as far as focusing for week 2?
Not only that, we need to work on control. We've not won one yet. We've lost 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, and 3-1, I believe, so, yeah.
Close ones.
Yeah, we can't win an attack, that's the problem. But, yeah, if we work on that, I mean, we're going to then extend the series, and we're pretty good at search, so I guess that's our main focus, just getting that control.
Get to the game 5 if you can. All right, similar story, kind of slack for you guys. 0-3 right now. I don't think anyone had that expectation coming in. What is going on with Luminosity?
Honestly, to start the week, I think was the problem. Going into this event, we were very confident. We were playing well online. Things were going good. Practice was going good. But I think we lacked preparation a little bit. We didn't really do a lot of VOD research on other teams. We didn't really study our mistakes and fix it. I think going into the first series versus Tommy's team, 100-point lead blown like that. We were up 176-76 on Hacienda. Threw it, put ourselves in a hole, and that's kind of been the story of our weekend, right? It's like we're starting to lose trust now in, like, just our gameplay and ourselves, and that's, like, you know, what teams go through. It's like we're in a rough patch, but I think we'll be perfectly fine. We just need to get a win under our belt, get confidence back, and we'll be fine.
It's early. Well, I actually wondered if that was part of the problem, because I know there's so much talent on your team. I wondered if you guys were just sort of like, all right, we have top 4 at Vegas, like, we can kind of come in, get in a groove. But, like, this division is so competitive that, like, you can't be lazy at all. Like, you got to be on point. So see if you can bounce back.
It's like what you said. I mean, like, Midnight is a perfect example. They are a team that is full of just teamwork. They understand the game to a full right now. And I'd say right now they probably do have the best understanding of how to play this game. I think OpTic is just a team that if they played them with Brandon, they're just more talented, in my opinion. And I think, like Tommey was saying, teams are going to catch up eventually, and they're going to understand how to play their game and, you know, on certain hills, how to play their life more and help their teammates. And that's something we need to work on. And I think once we start understanding that more, it'll definitely benefit us.
That's one of the most interesting narratives for me going forward. Like, does Midnight have the talent to keep up with the top teams, or do they just know it better? Like, as time goes on and people watch them play, will everybody catch up? I don't know. We'll wait and see. I'm really excited to see how it goes. What about you? Like, you saw these two teams kind of struggle. Is there anything that stood out that you think might be the problem? Like, from just watching from the outside in?
I mean, it's really hard from the outside looking in to you know, pinpoint a team's problems. Sure. I mean, Tommey hit on it perfectly. You've got to be able to close out games like that. Specialist usage is huge, and I mean, you really see that, especially, you know, in their case where you get streaked because you're face smashing one hill when you could just simply rotate, give it up.
Yeah.
And just let their Annihilator be completely useless on the map. That's something that we've worked on personally when they have it drawn, just completely leave them. For LG, I honestly don't know what's going wrong, to be honest. I simply don't. I can't pinpoint a reason.
Well, you probably don't want to help them either. Like, keep struggling. Keep struggling.
It's not even that. Like I said earlier, the team is just so talented.
Yeah.
They should be able to just run into series and just smoke people.
You would think.
They could have a bad series, and someone should just step up and drop a 1.5, but they're doing that. So, like, what is the problem? Like, Formal's been having crazy series. Gunless has been having crazy series. it's just you can't pinpoint a problem in
All right.
that circumstance.
Well, we'll see if they can turn it around. Speaking of which, let's kind of move forward and talk about week 2, because we talked about week 1, the struggles that have happened, your guys turning it around, but I do want to take a look at the week 2 schedule overall. So here's how it lays out. Some of you have 4 matches, some of you have 3. And I just want to kind of ask you guys really who you think your toughest opponent's going to be, or maybe who you think your most important match is going to be. Slack, for you, does it all start with that first match versus Gen G?
Oh, 100%. If we come out steamrolling, playing how we should, and get that first win under our belt, we're going to get confidence back. We're going to start playing how we should, and I think it'll be a big momentum shift going into the rest of the week because we got Gen G, and then we got EG who's sitting at the bottom right with us. So we're going to be really confident going into that series, and then, we'll close it out with Midnight and OpTic, the top 2 hitters in the league. So I think the first win's really important.
Well, I'm pretty sure I said on Trading Shots you guys were going to come in, beat Gen G, go 3-1, and surprise everyone. They all called me an idiot, so I'm hoping you do that. What about you? Is there anything on the board that you're like, all right, that's our big match this week?
Honestly, we have 3 really hard matches this week. We've always struggled with European teams, so Red Reserve is going to be a real test.
Not about always, as of last year.
Well, yeah, not always, but
Yeah,
last year we definitely struggled with European teams. So I think Red will be a tough match. Gen G, they were the team that was smoking us on our first day, like 100-point club disrespecting us backstage. So we have a hard week, and then LG, obviously, to close out the week. If we get a hot LG, I mean, could be a good match. Get a cold LG.
Who knows?
Could be a not good match.
Who knows what LG will
Yeah,
get.
exactly. We have like I said earlier, this is our hardest week.
Okay.
And we're just trying to go. I want to go at least 2-1. 2-1, I'm perfectly happy with. So.
Absolutely. Get to 5-2, like you said.
Yeah,
Be feeling good.
with a sub.
Tommey, what about you?
Midnight again. I think we play them first on Tuesday, so that's a tough start after we're trying to figure things out. But then after that, I think we've got EG and UIU. So although they are easier on paper, I'm still expecting EG to go sort their problems and UIU to do the same, because I believe most of UIU are actually playing really well. It's just their teamwork's not there. So if they figure that out, that'll be a tough game as well.
Yeah, Methods has had some insane performances. I mean, some of the most impressive ones. I mean, you're right up there, too, in some of the hardpoint games you guys have been putting up. All right, well, that's going to do it for talking kind of about week 1 and 2, the struggles and where you guys are looking forward. We're now going to shift focus over to player intel. We're going to talk a little bit more about just sort of life and things and have a little bit of fun. So talking out of the league here for a moment, I believe, Tommey, Team Reciprocity has been putting out great content. I've retweeted a couple. I've been watching some of your videos. I actually want to take a look at this video. This is, I think, the most recent one. I don't know what was going on. I saw zombies and stuff. Can we actually roll the clip?
We probably should have quarantined Sean first and just left it.
What in the world?
You haven't watched these, dude? They're great.
You can keep going. We should take one. Doesn't even bloody stick. Oh, missed it again. Can't keep it all getting steamy.
Terrible job. Get on, yeah? Listen, for your own safety and ours, you're sick. You need to stay there. Mate, you're sick. No, mate. You know what it's like. You know what it's like. The rest of the we don't want to get sick. You're looking a bit rough, you know? So
I can't take Shane seriously, dude. It kills me.
Yeah, what he said.
You're disgusting.
You're just surprisingly strong.
Usually when I'm sick, the mum takes care of you, you know. But here, there's no empathy for that.
We didn't take care of it. We just left Sean to his own devices.
Deal with it, Sean. You know, you're sick, whatever.
Well, no, Sean's pretty independent.
I was expecting like a little treatment when I'm in bed, someone to bring me something, but it didn't happen.
We got like some was it Tylenol or NyQuil? We weren't very supportive, but it's your fault for getting sick.
All right, so Tommey, what was going on here?
The media team always come up with that crazy ideas, and they sort of pitch it to us and say, is it good or not? And the actual whole video is pretty funny as well, but it was Sean got extremely sick, started passing it around the house. So they were like, right, we need to do something about this. So when he was in there, they just started taping up his door, leaving him in, locking him and all that. But no, it's down to the media team, really. They sort of just come up with these crazy ideas.
Well, if you want to check out their videos, you can go to Team Reciprocity's YouTube. They've had some amazing ones. I've been checking it out. It's quality content coming out, and not enough people watching it, so check it out. It's really great. And I just want to hear, so you guys are, I talked to Scraps a little bit on Red about moving out, having the team house and stuff. What's that been like for you, moving to the States? You got the squad all together. What's it like?
It's been pretty good. We've had a few issues here or there, but you sort of expect it when you first move out. But apart from that, I mean, we all get along. We're good teammates. We all have a laugh. So we just play, have a laugh, enjoy ourselves, and obviously Vegas is a pretty nice place to live. So
So that was a funny moment. What's been like the funniest moment you've had? Anything crazy that's happened? If the zombie apocalypse, whatever the hell was going on there, is your best moment, that's all right. But
Some stuff that I probably couldn't say.
oh,
Dude, what about the scorpions?
We found one in Brad's room when he was showering. He just looked up, seen a scorpion above his head, and he was like, "Holy sh!"
oh, I would have moved out. I would have lit
yeah.
the place on fire.
And then the day before we flew out to PLQs, there were scorpions in some bedrooms. So, yeah.
Why do people live in Vegas?
I couldn't do that.
No.
If I saw one, I would actually have to move. I'm not kidding. How do you kill a scorpion? They are armored
axe or something.
Like, they're terrifying.
All right. Well, speaking of houses, so you talked about you'd have to move out. You actually did just move recently. You bought. This is your first home, right?
Yes. Well, I've rented twice.
Okay. Well, this is the first one you purchased, right?
Yeah, first
well,
purchase.
There's a photo of the happy homeowner in front of the house.
Fantastic with the spray paint on the side.
I think. Wait, is Jack might move in, right? So for those of you who don't know, Courage, one of the former
Yes.
commentators.
Well, Jack wants to move in, so.
Oh yeah, is he going to? You guys gonna have fun?
I think he would like to. I would love if Jack moved in. I think that's just a great vibe in the house. Me and Jack, there's nothing going wrong there.
You guys would have to pump out some YouTube content.
Oh,
I
mean,
together.
we probably would. I mean, it would be inevitable at that point.
What's been the toughest part for you about being a homeowner? Anything?
Well, I mean, I haven't moved in yet, so.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you already moved in.
Yeah, well, it was supposed to be done in October. There were delays, and then it was done in December. And then obviously we had Vegas, and then this as well.
Oh, I thought you had already moved in.
No, yeah. So I'm in the process of moving in furniture, and I'm gonna probably call the internet company here in the next week.
Okay, so you're in like the real setup process. All right, let's keep going. So this is gonna be what's the? It's Valentine's is what, Thursday? Valentine's Day? I think it's Thursday. I believe so.
Single as a Pringle.
Single as a Pringle. You're married. What about you, Tommy?
Single.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to ask. All right. Valentine's Day coming up. Who would be your pro player Valentine and why? Slack, we'll start with you.
We're going to have to pass that question. I got to think about that.
Okay. Tommy, you got one that stands out? Pro player Valentine.
I'll take Zach.
Why?
Pretty fun guy. He's happy all the time, and he's quite touchy. Like, honestly, at the house, every time nothing's going on, he comes to your room, invites you to his bedroom, says, "Oh, do you want to watch a film or something?" You get there, there's 4 other people in his bed. Like, he's gone around to every room, tricks you in coming up, and he sits there, biggest grin on his face. He's like, "Oh, come on, everyone get in." So I'll probably take Zach.
He's the one bringing the crew together. That's cool. That's cool. What about you, Seth? Valentine.
Gotta be Bruce, right?
Big Bruce?
Handsome kid, does not miss. It's Big Bruce.
What else do you need?
Bruce, come back to me.
Hopefully he's back soon. All right, so Valentine's Day is the 14th. I turned 34 years old on the 15th. My birthday is the 15th.
You're 34?
Yeah, I'm old as
Oh, that's
dirt.
rough, man.
It is. I'm going to be 40 soon.
Whoa.
All right, so, Tommy, we'll start with you. What do you get me for my birthday?
Probably a new chair.
A new chair? Oh, because...
I seen it on stream the other day.
Dude, I got to get to the gym. If you can probably see it in this camera shot, but I've been putting on some weight. And yesterday, on stream, I broke my chair.
I'm sure it doesn't help with copper jumping on top of your head.
Yeah, it doesn't help either.
Pounds.
What are you getting me?
Some Rogaine hair foam. We need to get you some hair.
Oh, I've gotten used to this bald thing.
I said I love the bald look. Absolutely not.
Slack, what are you getting me?
I'm going to get you some hair gel.
Hair gel?
For the Rogaine, yeah. We're just going to style it up a
do
bit.
it
You
back
see the
and
set.
forth.
So once
do
it
it
starts
back.
rolling
Exactly.
back, I can slick
Yeah.
it up. You need some hair gel. You got like a
I
gerbil
know,
oof
it's a
on your
rough
head
day
right
outside.
now.
I mean,
You could hide a scuff controller in that head.
I woke
didn't
up
put
late.
anything
I
in
mean,
his
what do you want from me?
Okay, all right. Well, guys, we still have more to come, but that's going to do it for our player intel segment. Thanks. That was a lot of fun. I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to my gifts. But we're going to head to a quick break, then we'll be right back with community questions. Welcome back to Community Comms. Guys, this is where we kind of ask on Twitter for the CWL community, your fans, to come in and ask questions. So let's get right into the first question if we can. All right, I believe this one is going to come in from Perks. How do you guys deal with criticism, and does it affect your gameplay? I mean, Slack, I'm sure you can speak to this right now. Just you guys have been struggling. You notoriously have been under fire for like the Tempest and the grab spikes. Like that. I feel like fans have been coming at you a little bit. Like, how do you deal with it?
Honestly, for like me and my team, I think we just kind of ignore it. I mean, there's no point to really like read negative people and just negative vibes on Twitter. You kind of want to stay away from it, think positive. And, for the people who are out there supporting us through thick and thin when we're doing good or when we're doing bad, those are really the real supporters, other than the people that are just kind of like bashing you when you're doing bad. But you just got to ignore it, think positive, and kind of move on from there.
People are real tough on the internet, aren't they? That's for sure. Well, what about you? I mean, you had to deal with, maybe after that first loss, some flack for sure. You're like the Vegas champions, and now fans are going at you for one loss.
Oh, I was pissed. I mean, it's just any opportunity that people get to take a shot at you, they will. obviously, especially in the Call of Duty community. You know, they let you know when you're not doing well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just pretty much with what Josiah said, you just gotta ignore it. Sometimes it is a little bit hard, but I wouldn't say it ever has affected gameplay. I mean, confidence comes from playing matches and seeing how well you do. I wouldn't say that people negatively criticizing ever have interfered with gameplay or anything like that.
All right. What about you, Tommey?
Sort of along the same sort of lines. It's just, I mean, you guys as a team and the people around you know what more than the average fan, I guess, watching. But, I mean, as Seth said, anyone gets a chance to bash you, they will. So you just sort of scroll past it, ignore it.
All right. Yeah, I know it can be tough. I mean, even me, just whether I'm streaming or commentating, like, I get told I'm a horrible commentator every day. So I'm just like, all right, cool.
You're
I'm still here. You're still going to listen to me. I'm going to be here forever.
You're fantastic.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah. All right, next question. This is from AlphaLex16. Who is the one pro player that gets on your nerves the most but have high respect for? I'll be honest, I don't even care about the respect portion of this. I just want to know who annoys the hell out of you guys. Tommey, is there a pro player that just drives you crazy? Teammate or not?
I wouldn't know. I'm trying to think. Like, it's more, I'd take that as someone you play against that you just...
Okay, well, that's fine. If you want to answer as something like a playstyle thing, as someone you compete against...
Have to come back to me.
Okay, all right. You got anybody, Scump?
Donnie. It's got to be Donnie. It always has to be Donnie. Donnie chats so much blank. It's unbelievable. It's got to be Donnie.
All right, for those of you at home that are aware, that is Temp we're talking about
Temp.
from Splice. He loves to talk a little trash. Anyone that drive you crazy?
Nobody really drives me crazy. I mean, I can't really think of anyone off the top of my head. Maybe like when someone's winning a lot, they just like to talk crazy, but that's probably it. I mean,
He's like OpTic.
no, not even. That's just... I don't know. I can't think of anyone.
We don't talk crazy.
I guess that's true.
We don't really talk trash, to be honest.
All right, well, Tommey, you've had 60 seconds. I'm back to you now.
He's more, not a pro player anymore, I guess. He's just, this year, he's like Hawkeye. Every time I play against that guy, right, there's nothing personal against him, but he plays like it's a pub. And you can never know what he's going to do, and he just pops up in the random places, and you're just like, what the are you doing there?
That actually, I didn't know that. That actually makes sense, because when we would cast him back in Call of Duty World War II, there were times, or even after over the years I've cast him, like he would either, I feel like, fry or just not do well at all. Probably just maybe based on that.
That's what I mean. It's not like a rip at his play. He's not bad. He's good. He knows what he's doing. But it's just like he'd always be in a different spot than you'd expect someone to be usually, and then randomly get streaks out of someone. You're like, what the? He's going on here.
All right, well, we'll get to the next one. I appreciate the answers, fellas. Okay, so this is the last one. We've all known about the E-Classicos and FaZe OG rivalry, but what are the current rivalries your team has that flies under the radar? So maybe a team you get really excited to beat or play against. Scump, let's start with you. Reciprocity, why?
They had our number all last year, towards the back end of the year, Uniled. We could not beat them for some reason. I don't know what it was. Like, map 5, I think it was at Seattle. Was it Seattle? Or no, it's not Seattle.
Was it Anaheim?
It might have been Anaheim.
It was Anaheim.
I think it was Anaheim. You had that map 5?
Ever since that map 5, we just couldn't beat them.
St. Marie, I remember.
It went round 11. There was the smoke play, the infamous smoke play out of me, and ever since then, just couldn't beat them. And they talked some trash, and it felt good to beat you guys, and be honest with you. I was like, finally, we finally got them. Yeah, probably wrecked.
Okay, what about for you, Tommey?
We've played LG and OpTic quite a lot like myself. Every single time I'm in a team, it seems to always come up against LG or OpTic, but I mean, it's pretty back and forth in both. Like when I was in Splice, we beat OpTic a few times, and LG, we beat them when we was on Fnatic for a bit. So I think it's mostly myself and Brad. We like playing OpTic and LG.
Okay, all right, two of the top dogs.
I think the obvious one's OpTic, but the one that goes under the radar for sure is 100 Thieves. We put them at Vegas. You could tell the squad really wanted to beat them from past teammates. Teaming with each other, really wanted to prove a point, and that was a big one for sure.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, with Octane on the squad, like, I guess where's that relationship now? Is it mostly just a rivalry now?
Yeah, but not even me and Octane. It was Slasher and Gunless, a team before. Slasher
that's true. There's more to it, yeah.
There's a lot that goes like just behind the scenes stuff, so they really wanted to beat each other.
Okay, all right. Well, hopefully we get that matchup, maybe come playoffs or one of the big open events. But guys, that's going to do it for the community comms. I do want to take one final look at the schedule, as these are going to be the matches coming up right after the show. So we're going to kick it off with UYU versus EG. We'll see if EG can get their first win on the board. They've only got one map at this point, and then a big one for LG and Genji. LG trying to get that first win as well. Genji sitting at 3-0, so it's 0-3 versus 3-0. Big match to kick things off. But guys, that's going to do it. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Slack, Scump, Tommey. You guys are fantastic. I won't bother you for a while to come on Hot Mic. You guys get a little bit of a break. You guys have been on here before. You're Hot Mic professionals, but thank you. I appreciate it. Guys, that's going to do it. Let's get into the matches. Week 2 of the CWL Pro League starts now.